ready. चलो बेटा शाबाश शाबाश Gotcha.
Hit it flat, didn't he? Straight down Long On's throat. The issue was the length of the ball from Imad. It was very, very full. As Bumble said, it was under Bairstow's feet almost, so he couldn't get the elevation he's looking for. Look how full this is. If it had been maybe half a yard shorter or a yard shorter, he'd have probably got under it and walloped it into that new stand. Maybe a chance now for Pakistan to bring some control to proceedings. 106 for 2.
Well, that's a good over for Pakistan. The wicket of Bairstow, just 2 singles. Well, the firepower there. Stokes played a responsible innings. The previous one, the international down at Trent Bridge. Butlett bagged one, so he'll want a couple today. Got the pitch.
The slip is coming in for Morgan for Hassan Ali, and I think that's a good move. You've got to think about wickets. They're the key to keeping the scores down. The last over, there was just a bit of evidence of some movement back into the right-handed route and Bairstow. So that will mean that it will be pushed across Morgan. Why not at the start of an innings? Also think about a bumper early on to Morgan as well.
I'm just thinking, or just looking at the field, there's a fine leg to Morgan and a deep square leg, and that's the longest boundary. It's a fair hit out there. So you've got to try Morgan out with that short ball.
Oh, he had to hurry there, Joe Root. He got in a bit of a tangle at the non-striker's end with the bowler.
Just taking the throw on from that long boundary. He bumps into Hassan Ali.
I don't think he's a man you want to bump into, Bumble. Pretty solid type.
Oh. Well, he's all action. He's a skiddy bowler, and I'm just looking at his pace there. I've seen him quicker in this series. High 80s, he's low 80s just at the minute. Seems quite stern.
The key for Hassan Ali, he's got to find a bit of movement, particularly later on in the innings. I know there's 2 white balls and therefore the amount of reverse swing much less than there used to be, but if he can just get a bit of movement back in, it gives him much more of a chance, because he's not tall, he's kind of skiddy, comes onto the drive of the bat, therefore any movement in the air can only be a help to him, and he's got a good action for reverse swing and Yorkers at the end of the innings. 112 for 2.
Our Princess Catherine of Aragon.
God will have me wed the prince. Only then can I protect Spain.
What will happen to her now?
You are his brother's widow. It is forbidden. I came here to forge an alliance with England, and that is what I'll do.
Seems very friendly at the moment. What's that? Something about Lederholz.
Far short of Hassan Ali there at backward point. Decent over from Imad Wasim, 116 for 2. Of the elevation to get over Shaheen Afridi. It's brought some relief though for Pakistan. Morgan takes time to get himself in. England 116 for 2, going well. Nasser now and in.
Thanks, Michael. Not bowled in the series thus far, Fakhar Zaman, but he's on now. He's round the wicket to England's captain. It's very funky shoes. So Morgan now has just got to work out the angle from around the wicket.
Wondering if spin is the best way to go here for Pakistan. The last game, Trent Bridge, their spinners were their best bowlers. They didn't bowl out. But the like of Imad Wasim, Hafiz, Shoaib Malik, maybe just take pace off.
They can't get Shadab back quick enough, can they?
No, he's back in the countries and he's flown in Friday, and the doctors have given him the all clear to resume playing and training. He'll be in that World Cup squad. Mohamed Amir's stock has risen in the last 5 games, that is for certain. Without bowling a single delivery, he's become a better bowler.
You did his stats the other day.
Yep. Always a better bowler out the side. He might not got many wickets, but he certainly didn't go around the park. That was an abysmal first 10 overs from Pakistan. On both sides of the wicket, the fielding was poor. Terrible.
Well, that's not a terrible over. Just a couple from the 15th. 118 for 2. Good touch, Johnny Bairstow. He will have wanted to have made the most of it. 32 off 21. So spin again, this time from Shoaib Malik. Going to create a slightly different angle. Looks like he's going to start round the wicket. No, he's asked. Was he going to ask Owen Morgan to move across? No. Right arm round the wicket. So he's going to try and get Root to hit to the bigger part of the ground, away on the leg side. His open partnerships of late have just been stunning. 63 today between Bairstow and Vince. But Roy's gone so well in the series with Bairstow and a bit with Vince. Just get them off to an absolute flyer all the time.
I like the idea of batting first as well. And obviously a brilliant chasing side, but you know, if this was a knockout game, a semi-final, they got to such a flyer. Do you keep going, work out what a good score is? In a series like this, where you're already, what, 3-0 up, this is a dead game. You keep going, really. Nothing to lose. What have you got to lose if you bowled out for 350 in 45 overs? You've got to have a mindset of this being a knockout game. How would they play it from here now after this start? Just keep going hard? Assess the conditions.
This England side is you can't keep expecting the batsmen to chase over 350 consistently. They're going to fail at one time, and that could be in a semi-final or something. It's something they need to keep looking at and working on.
Only one.
Couple of good overs for Pakistan. 121 for 2. If you look back,
Our Princess Catherine of Aragon.
God will have me wed the prince. Only then can I protect Spain.
What will happen to her now?
You are his brother's widow. It is forbidden.
I came here to forge an alliance with England, and that is what I'll do.
England got off to a flyer. Current run rate is just a tick over 7.5, taking them to nearly 380.
I agree with that to a degree. I mean, I saw Michael Vaughan tweet that the other day, something like, everyone's going on about England's bowling, but you can't keep chasing 350 or whatever. I just think the modern 350 is the old-fashioned 250, to be honest. It's just modern cricket. It's 350. They don't fear 350 anymore. So I think they just believe we can. Why can't we keep chasing 350? That's what we do.
Amazing mindset they have, isn't it? Nowadays, this side particularly.
इधर मारे जोर से शाबाश 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 क्या बात है
Morgan's just taken a little while to work out the angles and how best to score.
Only one.
Another economical over from Fakar. In the context of the game, certainly just 6 runs from his 2 overs. 17 have been bowled, 125 for 2.
Mr. Horsfield's in a coma, one that's likely irreversible.
I'm looking for my big case, and this is it.
I can't make him sit up and talk.
I'm helping you. You need to help me.
You know what they say. You paint your masterpiece, you'll live forever.
Subscribe to Sony Network's Happy India Sports. 20 साल पहले इनके वालिद को भी आइडिया नहीं था कि ये बनेंगे एक दिन इतने बड़े हीरो जो जनता को करेंगे रॉक और जीतेंगे हर रेस सिंपली विद अ वॉक, बिकॉज इन्हें पता है कि पब्लिक का दिल क्या चाहता है। पर फिर भी कुछ ऐसा है जो इन्होंने भी अब तक नहीं देखा। क्या इंग्लैंड के नए किंग को देखा? नहीं। स्पेन गए पर क्या उनके गॉड मेसी को देखा? नहीं। भागते हुए तो बहुतों को देखा, पर क्या उड़ते हुए भी किसी को देखा? नहीं। The UEFA Champions League, the grandest stage of club football.
David Wood and Archer doing the 12th man duties. They were 95. First power play, we've lost 2 wickets. First one was James Vince on the pull off the front foot. They come hard at the bowler down the ground. Just got a bit high on the bat. Making no mistake for that high ball. And then Johnny Bairstow tried to plant Imam back into the new stand. Just got a little bit underneath him, didn't get the elevation. Shaheen was down there. Take the catch. 2 frustrated batsmen. And Bairstow. This is a very good pitch. Just having a look at that James Vince dismissal, Nas, and the way he was going at the ball. If you compare that to a pull shot that Joe Root played successfully, look at Root's position and the fact that he is playing the shot more off the back foot, giving himself a little bit more time.
Yeah, definitely 2 different types of players. Joe plays a lot later. Vince tends to go at the bowler. But most great pullers actually pulled off the front foot. You think of Ricky Ponting, Robin Smith, guys like that. Matthew Hayden used to go at the ball and then pull off that front foot. James Vince didn't rock back there at any stage. Also slightly the angle of the left armour going across Vince. Just got that top edge in play.
Back up your point, Nas, about Pakistan perhaps better off bowling spin at England. In the series, England have scored their runs against the pace bowlers at nearly 8 and over. That drops to just over 6.5 when the spinners come on.
I still think to a degree you have to spin to win against England. The mystery spinners might have gone out of the game that England historically struggled against when it's spinning both ways. There's some very good players of spin. Johnny Bairstow, he got out to spin today, but he is a fantastic player of spin, hitting of spin. Look at his IPL form. You don't play like that in the IPL if you can't play spin well. So I think those wickets were key because these two now feel they've got to knock it around a bit. If England were 1 down, these two spinners, maybe England would have been going after.
Through extra cover. It's only a single. So Pakistan continuing to squeeze. Mentioned some very fine players when you're talking about playing the pull shot. Who was the best player of the pull and the hook shot you saw? Ponting?
I'd say Ponting.
Alex Stewart was pretty good on the hook.
Yeah, again, two different types there. Alec used to take a lot of trigger movements back right onto his stumps. The 200s he got in Barbados, he pulled brilliantly. But Ricky Ponting used to pull bowlers off a length. They used to stand, I used to be at mid-off and stand and look at me and think, how did he do that? Someone like, I don't know, Caddick or Tudor, who had a natural length. Angus Fraser had a natural length, back of a length. Ricky Ponting used to just pull them off that length. So easy, made it look so easy.
Catch it!
Morgan wants to try and get on with it, and he's lofted that one over straight extra cover. Just a couple. 131 for 2. He's mighty content with things at the moment, Morgan. On the eve of a home World Cup. Big game to start with against Pakistan at the Oval. Friday week.
Yeah. Watch it.
I think Stokes said it so much on interview the other day, I reckon they just want to get into the tournament now. They've got a couple of warm-up games, haven't they? It's nicely driven. Outfield's fast. Pakistan fielders fast enough. Just.
I wish the ball may have clipped the cap. Asif was tumbling away on the extra cover fence. Gorgeous timing again from Joe Root, that miles away. Well backed up by Hassan Ali. You sort of heard Tom Curran when Rob Key interviewed him earlier. The dressing room, it's been a long sort of series, isn't it? They just want to get going. We'll talk about who's going to miss out at the final World Cup 15 with the arrival of Jofra.
Aussies here, they're practicing at Whitgift School the last couple of days. Have you been at Whitgift School and seen the Aussies in there practicing?
They've got middle practice. Watch out on the road because it's not a big ground. Beautifully done. Joe Root was very quick to get down to play the sweep. He knew exactly where fine leg was, and the man on the boundary was square. Brings up his 50 from 37 balls with, as ever with Root, 7 sweetly timed boundaries.
Yeah, local lad. Love him here, Joe Root. Without breaking sweat. He got off to a fly, then he's knocked it around and nurdled. 30th ODI 50. He's remarkably consistent in all forms of the game. They look up and Root has runs again. 139 for 2.
been some wonderful batting today, some indifferent bowling. But whenever you watch Joe Root play, it's just so elegant. The timings of his trigger movements, Malayik. One I didn't know too much about. That for me was the shot of his innings so far. That was the ball that took him to 50.
Had that discussion at the Monitor the other day before the Trent Bridge game about how things have gone too far, in my opinion, in the favour of the batting side. Chipped away for 4. There's 2 boundaries I'm talking about there. There for Morgan. You're always one player extra in because of the fielding restrictions. Never would you bowl without a deep mid-wicket 10 years ago. The spinner would always have a deep mid-wicket. Morgan's seeing that you can't have one out there now because of the fielding regulations, and the sweep from Joe Root in the previous over. Spinner would have always bowled with a sweep man. So you would always have 4 in and 5 out for the spinner. Now it's the other way round in this power play. It's 5 in and 4 out. So there's always an area you can target. Root going to 50, there is no one out on the sweep at all. And he just sweeps it away for 4.
Fielders out now are on the extra cover fence, long on and square leg.
Yeah. Shabash, shabash, shabash. Come on, boys.
It's a shame because of the field and the dimensions as well. Another thing we highlighted the other day, Trent Bridge short boundary, here short boundary. What it makes it do, the spinner ends up just bowling darts one side of the wicket. Like here to Root, he's not going to bowl anything outside off. Mid-off's up, short boundary. He's going to bowl it back of a length into the pitch, leg side there, and happy get knocked for 1. So you're saying to your spinner, don't be attacking, just go for singles, taking spin out the game. 147 for 2.
Let the games begin. With more issues.
I'm just saying, you are dealing with the devil. I deal with the devil once a year. I hand him his Father's Day card and then I walk out.
More laughs.
I am an awesome, brilliant therapist.
In my clinical opinion, you're stupid.
More Charlie.
We gotta do this on a regular basis.
Anger management.
See the umpire just pulling a little piece of the leather off the ball there. That might help it reverse in due course.
Yeah, Bakar. Nice, Aman, nice.
And they've had a couple of wrist spinners, haven't they, in Rashid and to a degree Denley, even though he doesn't spin it much. But England have spun it more this series than Pakistan.
Yeah.
Tend to bowl darts, and someone like Imad Wasim has bowled a lot of their overs. He's not trying to spin it at all.
Not really a spinner, is he? He's just a slow left armer, angling it into the right-handers. It's a very round arm from Pakistan. Reminds me a bit of Darren Lehman. Darren Lehman used to bowl those low darts.
Yeah.
Slightly thinner, Pakistan.
Sorry, Buff, if you're listening.
Straight down the ground, sounded nice, is nice, into the crowd. First 6 of the innings, 154 for 2.
There's another example, and people might say, well, it's gone for 6 anyway, does it matter where the fielder would have been? But you just got the confidence, you know mid-off has to be up. Fielding regulations again, there's the area, and these two are excellent at targeting that one area that you're short as the opposition captain. Mid-off's back. You haven't quite got the confidence to say, I'm going to hit it for 6. But you know, even if you miss-hit it, it's going to go for 4. And if you nail it, as they often do, it will go all the way. Smart batting. Playing the field.
.21 overs have been bowled, 156 for 2.
Howard, your other is out there right now, erasing you from existence.
There are people hiding among us.
Let me worry about that. And this war.
Morgan 28, 156 for 2. Michael Afton wrong.
You look up and Joe Root is just going along nicely. 54 from just 44 balls. Good shot that. Went down almost on both knees, got really low. All along the turf.
It is a very good shot, as you say. Had to get low, but then hit it with real power, because there are 2 men back, actually. One just behind square, one at deep mid-wicket. And he power placement, the way he got low to hit the ball.
I always think one of the overrated things coaches try and get people to do is rolling the wrists. Just holds the blade open so he keeps it going right through the hitting zone. You have to turn the wrists on the point of contact. Big shot. He has picked that up really well. That has gone a long, long way.
He wasn't looking to turn the wrists and keep this one on the ground, that's for sure. It was a rank long hop. Morgan is hitting to the short side. Just trying to hit this as far as he can. Went about halfway back up the western terrace.
It's a decent cricket ball, Owen Morgan. Talk about just wrists through the hitting zone and power off the face of the bat. Morgan's as good as anyone in this team.
I'm right in saying a couple of years ago Middlesex had a contest, a kind of 6-hitting contest in the middle at Lord's. McCullum, Morgan, John Simpson. Who won?
You want me to say Morgan? I'm going to go for John Simpson because he's just thrown that name in there.
He did, I think.
Those that don't know, John Simpson is not a big man. Middlesex, his wicket keeper, very good timer of a ball, obviously. 22 overs, 168 for 2.
Our Princess Catherine of Aragon.
God will have me wed the prince. Only then can I protect Spain.
What will happen to her now?
You are his brother's widow. It is forbidden.
I came here to forge an alliance with England, and that is what I'll do.
Ben Stokes was quoted in the after the last game as saying he feels he's been a spectator at times to this England batting line. And it's all well and good watching the openers, Bairstow, Roy, Root, Owen Morgan smashing, but it's meant little opportunity for him. He also has the added problem of Josh Buttler getting shoved up the order ahead of him. Once you get to around 26, 27. Hasnain back into the attack. 3 overs, 0 for 34. Fair to say he'll want a better return this time. Bakar watched him bowl one ball and just said he's struggling for rhythm. Just said he was really trying to stretch for the crease. You saw that in that delivery as well.
It used to be a thing that bowlers suffered from here at Headingley because of the slope, but actually the ground, I think, is a bit flatter than it used to be. This is Hasnain's approach to the crease, and the approach is so important for what comes afterwards. You want to feel you're getting there smoothly and rhythmically, that you're not worried about where your front foot is landing, so that you can concentrate on where you want the ball to land.
Yeah, I think that's why you can just see that. That's why you have the inconsistency. The pace is different. That one's pretty quick, 89.7 miles per hour. Ball before was around 86. Short. I'm not sure that's out of the middle of the bat, but if it is, it's still gone a long way. Bounces off the concrete.
Not only did it bounce off the concrete, it then knocked a tile off the roof. After it had bounced, it cannoned into the red tile roof, which is just in the corner there. I don't know whether we'll follow this all the way in, but definitely took a tile off the roof.
Would do well to take a roof off.
There you can see. There's the tile.
Got that wrong. That was right out of the middle of the bat. There you go. Where's it gone? Yeah, it's just in the gutter, isn't it?
No.
Well, it doesn't get any easier for Hasnain. 9 from his comeback over, 177 for 2.
Let the games begin. With more issues.
I'm just saying, you are dealing with the devil. I deal with the devil once a year. I hand him his Father's Day card and then I walk out.
More laughs.
I am an awesome, brilliant therapist.
In my clinical opinion, you're stupid.
More Charlie.
We gotta do this on a regular basis.
Anger management.
Always watch Owen Morgan. When he plays international cricket, he's looked in good touch for a while now. Always look when he goes back and plays for Middlesex in the Royal London, never seems to be in quite as good a form. Hafiz into the attack. wily off spinner, that little bit of experience. Generally bowls it a fair bit slower, certainly than Imad Wazim. You've been a man for green trainers?
I can't see it. They're a pair of beauties, aren't they? Fakhar Zaman, just a backward point. Bright emerald green.
He went on with the arm. That was just a lack of spin, or the one that just goes the other way. Looked like Morgan was setting up for that big shot into mid-wicket. Just skipped onto him a bit quicker. Yeah, no deep mid-wicket. It is not easy being a spinner with the regulations. Wasn't timed this time by Morgan.
Hafiz is asking for a field change. He wants an extra man out on that short side. Problem bowling spin in this middle period is there is always a boundary option. You put one out, you have to bring one in. So mid-wicket goes out, square leg comes in to save the single. No man out now at deep square.
Makes a massive difference, doesn't it? As a batsman, even if you're not a power hitter, you know you've always got a gap where if you can beat, it might be the man on the sweep, beat him who's in the circle, you get a boundary. So you're not under as much pressure as you used to be.
And especially in this day and age where virtually every batsman can play every shot. It's not a case of, well, you can tie a batsman down because he's a bit limited in some areas. All these players hit 360 around the ground.
This field again doesn't cost them anything. 24 overs done, 184 for 2.
Howard, your other is out there right now, erasing you from existence.
There are people hiding among us.
Let me worry about that. And this is war.
With a chance to bat first through choice from Owen Morgan. 400 looks potentially on the cards. Found it an interesting debate this morning between you, Nasser, David Lloyd, talking about your teams, and Mark Wood. Bumble and Nasser didn't have Mark Wood in it, you did. Waka Yunis also had Mark Wood in it. Just feel that Archer and Wood is the way to go.
Well, they've got very tricky decisions, and I think all of us actually, although we were slightly differing in the last place. As Morgan drives imperiously through the offside, and that takes the England captain to 50. He has looked in fine touch.
Yeah, hit the middle of the bat right from ball one. Hardly broken sweat, Owen Morgan. He was actually gutted to miss out at Trent Bridge. Spoke to him, I said, day off for you, Owen, and he said, yeah, but you want a bat here. He's making the most of it now.
Yeah, just going back to the point that you raised just before Owen went to his 50 about the final selection. I think all of us, I think Nasser and Bumble had David Willey as their last place, if you like. I went for Mark Wood, but all of us said it. Incredibly difficult decisions. Sometimes there's no definitive answer to these things. at stats, you go on a gut feel. I think all of us would have been happy with any of the bowlers that were selected. For some reason, we didn't think it worthwhile enough to put your squad up, Rob. So let's have a look now.
I was trying to lead you to it in a rather long-winded way.
So the one you've left out is Liam Plunkett. So I would ask you, why have you made that decision?
Because one, obviously, it's a very tough decision. But the reason Liam Plunkett doesn't get into my starting 11, and I feel of all the bowlers, this is the only reason you have to sort of cling to one thing. Liam Plunkett, if he doesn't play for 4 or 5 weeks, just feel that Liam Plunkett, if he's not playing, if he's not going to start and ends up on the sidelines for a bit, isn't necessarily going to find it so easy to come in at full tilt bowling.
Is that an age thing because of?
I just think it's. I think he's always been like that a little bit. I think he's always someone who's needed overs under his belt, who's needed to play. We saw that. We did the first game of the year at Sussex in domestic cricket, and Liam Plunkett looked underdone. Hadn't played much. Spoke himself about not playing red ball cricket, so he's found it harder to find rhythm. I think the other guys will actually just, if you needed to draft someone in for one game after not playing for a while, I'd say the others would hit their straps quicker than Plunkett. Halfway through the innings, 191 for 2.
Well, no issues over the captain's form, that's for sure. He's come in and swiftly moved to a half-century today, and from the outset his timing, placement has been exceptional. Most of these England players now, you would say, have shown some semblance of form in this 5-match series, so that's a good position to be in with the big tournament just around the corner.
I thought you made a good point about Mark Wood, though. You have to see him. He's almost a different bowler since he's gone to that longer run-up, and his record, actually, his average since the Champions Trophy 2 years ago was around 50, 55. But since he's changed his run-up, it's much better than that. It's actually 30.
It's something you always have to take into account with players. They don't exist in a vacuum where their form doesn't ebb and flow and their game doesn't ebb and flow. That's a point I made about Tom Curran. I think he's very clearly on the upgrade as a player. The point about Wood is that slight change to his run-up. He's gone to a longer, more fluid run-up and seems to have added a bit more consistent high pace since then. But to emphasise again, happy with any of them, really. The role that they've played, all these seamers, in getting England to this point, it's going to be cruel on whoever gets left out. Where is Morgan looking for that boundary? Gets it behind square. Slightly short from Mohamed Hafiz. Morgan's placement, again, perfect.
Placement perfect, timing perfect. Big boundary out there as well. One really short side as soon as it beat, backward point. 2 men there. Whenever the pressure builds, you feel there's a boundary coming for the England batsman. 198 for 2.
Mr. Horsfield's in a coma, one that's likely irreversible.
I'm looking for my big case, and this is it.
I can't make him sit up and talk.
I'm helping you. You need to help me.
know what they say. You paint your masterpiece, you'll live forever.
The only slight concern with Morgan is that his record in big competitions isn't as good. But I wouldn't always say he's been in the greatest of form going into those competitions. Also, he hasn't had as good a side around him going into a World Cup. I think he would have been around that at all, where he's been going into that as one of the favourites. Last time, the last World Cup, they changed the batting lineup, changed the side just before the first game. Alistair Cook was captain in Sri Lanka just before Christmas, and then Morgan became captain when Alistair Cook had to make way. Then they brought in Gary Ballance on the eve of the first game. .200 up for England. Come at a good rate. 7.59 runs per over. Keep going at that. 389. 10 runs per over from here. 437.
Rapid 50 splits. Very good. Good understanding there between Root and Morgan. Just a look at each other, head down, and off they went. Only issue there that get themselves into trouble if there's hesitation. And there wasn't.
Extraordinary Joe Root. Just remember the days when, as a batsman, even you would have felt times you'd have given anything just to get to 10. Joe Root never seems to have that problem.
Lots of times I'd have given anything to get to 10.
Yes, but no was the correct call. 4 from the over, 202 for 2.
Howard, your other is out there right now, erasing you from existence.
There are people hiding among us.
Let me worry about that. And this is war.
Pushed into this apparent role as the spare spinner, when really he's a batsman who bowls a bit rather than the other way round.
Absolutely right. I just don't think he's been allowed to give a fair account of himself and his ability. Even as a leg spinner, he would see himself as a part-time leg spinner. I don't think he in any stretch would say he's a bloke that he would pick himself to go unnecessarily bowl 10 and be a banker, take over from Adil Rashid. But he backed himself in the top 3.
So therefore the choice is between him and Vince, really, for the spare batting place.
I think that's what it should have been, but I'm not sure it was. Joe Denley must be sitting there thinking, if I'd had the opportunity that James Vince has had at the top of the order, would he have made more of it? I think England made their mind up as soon as the Alex Hales affair was settled. Then I think they saw Vince as the spare batsman, which I have no issue with that. But Joe Denley, be one of the better batsmen in the top of the order in one-day cricket. Had an excellent year last year.
#100 partnership, very good one between Root and Morgan. Two batsmen will just come down and congratulate each other. That old-fashioned handshake, good to see.
Or the fist pump.
No nonsense character, Morgan. All these decisions, Pakistan have got them as well. Mohammed Amir or Junaid Khan, which way do you go? Assuming that's the call for them. Shadab will definitely be back, which is good news for Pakistan.
It's very hard not to think of Mohammed Amir as the Mohammed Amir we saw in the Champions Trophy and what we've generally seen of him. Rare talent, good pace, good control. Statistically, it wouldn't back up that argument. For a big hoy into the leg side. 207 for 2.
Howard, your other is out there right now, erasing you from existence.
There are people hiding among us.
Let me worry about that.
And this is war.
Change up here, Waka and Bum.
Long way. Look out in the crowd. Just short of the top tier.
Well, when he hits, it honestly stays really hit, because that wasn't in the slot. He used his feet a little bit, shimmy down the pitch, and he just spanked it. That one went far. Good start of the over.
It is, it puts the bowler under pressure. You go for a boundary off the first ball. They're always dragging it back, 7 off 2 deliveries. 214 for 2 in the 29th. This is a biggie.
That's the right way to go. If you can put a bowler in the stand in the first couple of deliveries, he'll be under pressure throughout. Then he'll be looking to sneak away those last 4 or 5 deliveries, and that's what he's done to Imad Wasim. He's struggling to find the right length now.
And Imad has got to get out of the over. Oh, he's gone again. Here we go again. That's gone all the way. Oh, what a catch! Oh, he's one of the staff.
Well, he's not going to let him get away. Well, Morgan is really coming after Imad Wasim. Imad tried a little bit fuller. And with mid-off up in the circle, what are the chances of stopping that? That one went far, brilliantly taken in the crowd.
2 dot balls to finish. 221 for 2.
Our Princess Catherine of Aragon.
God will have me wed the prince. Only then can I protect Spain.
What will happen to her now?
You are his brother's widow. It is forbidden.
I came here to forge an alliance with England, and that is what I'll do.
Easy. Yeah, easy that. I should be on. I should be playing. All in the World Cup, scored gutted.
Shaheen Afridi, who's bowled 4 overs for 30, has been very expensive, but he picked up a wicket in his first spell. Can he give Pakistan a couple of wickets here? They desperately need it.
So 19-year-old back into the attack. This will be a real test against 2 accomplished one-day international players. The experience will just stand him in good stead for future. He gets away with that, that's okay. Well, there's been some damage to Headingley. Owen Morgan goes on the pull down towards the old pavilion. Tiles are coming off. That's going to be costly. There's a tile missing. There's a scaffolding. You've got to put scaffolding up. That'll be about £300 a day. That tile will cost 50 pence. And they'll have to inspect it all. It'll probably need a new roof. The roof will have to come off. That's 40 grand. It's a big bill, is that? High in the air to mid-wicket. Does he get away with it? No! Shaheen gets his man.
Yeah, Pakistan was searching for a wicket, and that to a big wicket of Morgan. Another short delivery, couldn't really control the stroke. Just a top edge. Abid Ali is the man, a man playing for the first time in this series, and Shaheen picking up his second. Double Nelson on the board, and Morgan gone for 76.
Push for two, take one on the throw. No, just a single. In the 30th over, so Joss Buttler can have a little look here. Had a quiet game in the last one, the international, where he was captain. Owen Morgan suspended for that game, but Morgan continues his good form. 76 from 64 deliveries. Joe Root is still there, 72, busy from 62. Pakistan quite rightly looking for wickets. Have brought a slip in.
Out of the 3 wickets Pakistan have taken, 2 of them have come on a short deliveries. Maybe that's the way to go.
I'm sure that short ball is going to be a player in the World Cup. Just have a look at the 2 dismissals. You bang it in, you ask a question, and a batsman will go for it. That's the big boundary, James Vince, and he gets the top edge. Try it with Owen Morgan. He's dragging the ball from outside off stump, just into that mid-wicket region. So the short ball, if you've got pace, will be a player. .224 for 3.
Howard, your order is out there right now. erasing you from existence.
There are people hiding among us.
Let me worry about that.
And this is war.
I think the bat also sort of twisted in his hand and got the bottom of the bat. Abid Ali taking it easy. They started on 100, I would say, maybe more, a lot more.
Well, there's an option for that width and short, and that's just to knock the ball into the offside over the keeper. The players will look at their own laptops and just analyse how they were dismissed. You look at your dismissal and think, well, you know, could I played it differently? Was it a great delivery? I have no answer to that. But your option there, and Owen Morgan looking to drag it from wide outside off stump, you might just let it run on the face of the bat over that slip region. But it was a good 76 from 64 deliveries. He's in prime form.
Well, it's crucial for Pakistan not to string a couple of good overs, which they did previously also when they picked up early wickets. Not early, but England had a wonderful start, but then Pakistan pulled it back by taking 2 wickets.
shot. Pure timing. Yeah, he's in good form. Missed out in the last game, but he's looking really good. And deep in the crease, and all he did was just put a bat in the line of the stumps.
I think is that a drop? Pad, I think.
I think it was more thigh pad. But there you go, bowled a good delivery and then bowled a poor delivery. That has been the story since this morning. What is he thinking?
Well, captain, wicket keeper, he's got a lot on his plate. England going at 7.4. Get a young bowler like Shaheen. He won't have played here, won't have played at Headingley. He's coming up the hill to get to the pitch itself. Just looking in 4 years' time, he'll be 23, 24 years of age and more experience. He'll get fitter, stronger, quicker.
Well, he bowled quite nicely in South Africa just recently in the Test series. Maybe just a little tired because Pakistan, coming from South Africa, playing PSL also, played a home series, the one-day internationals against Australia. Just boys a little tired, maybe.
Well, I've noticed in this series now, this is the final game, Hassan Ali, his pace is down to 82. He's been up at 88, so he's sort of 5-6 miles an hour down.
Even Shaheen is down. He was easily hitting 91, 92 in South Africa. Stan had got no rhythm going for him.
Makes me chuckle that Shaheen, I mentioned 19 years of age, and that delivery there, he got to the end of his run. And he himself is moving fine leg. I want me fine leg. He didn't tell the captain, never went through the car. He was finer. I want you finer. And then the captain is still around. What's he want? What's he want? He's off again. Here we go. He's going round the wicket. Last delivery of the 32nd. Ball pulled away, finds the gap, brings 4. 10 from the over, 238 for 3.
लजीजा शीर खुरमा, बादाम, पिस्ता, छुआरे, सवैयां और जाफरान का असल मजा
सिर्फ 10 मिनट में तैयार।
लजीजा शीर खुरमा।
छोटी सी मीठी सी खुशी।
Bank Islami serving you the right way.
And reaching for it. And there you see the beehive of how wide and how full they were. Come back to that beehive. If we just look at that again, lots of runs from it, but look how wide Morgan's was, look how high. You might think the Vince one is not that wide, but actually on the left arm going across, it goes wider on you. So it might not look that wide, the Vince one, but because it's going across you, you're having to reach it and top edge. Anything round here is going for 4 and 6.
So I mentioned when it's wide like that, your option is to just use the face of the bat and knock it over the slips or over the wicket keeper, and the players will look at their own monitors and think, well, did I have another option? And that would be it, to play it that way.
Yeah, the modern player would uppercut it, hit it over point, even just ramp it really. But just the angles, they've obviously been told to use the short ball, they've just not used it particularly well, Pakistan.
It's that with the coaches who work with a player, you've just got to be careful that if it's a bouncer and it's wide and high, you lose control. You're sort of wafting your bat at it, and that's where a quick bowler, Wacko, you'd be looking to that. Do you want to play? Do you want to hook? Do you want to play? And if it's wider, he loses control.
You have to be comfortable also. If you're playing a pull shot or you want to play that ramp shot, some batsmen don't like that ramp shot. They rather pull the ball rather than playing that ramp stroke like Morgan. I don't think he plays that shot. But yeah, you want to play that shot because if it's wide outside the off stump and it's high, you should be able to play that in modern cricket.
Well, these lads will look at the monitors, all teams around the world, on dismissals. Well, that's a great delivery. He's getting me out every day. But then there's that time when, what could I have done? Slow delivery, that's good. Just need a little spell dragging the game back. Pakistan. England's run rate is 7.34. Ideally, to get a new batsman in, just get rid of a few overs. 8 an over gets 378.
In the series, we have seen that if you don't pick up wickets or early wickets, you're going to really struggle. Doesn't matter how good a bowling lineup you have.
Zone4G लाया एक एक्साइटिंग ऑफर। अब पूरा महीना एंजॉय करें फेसबुक के तमाम फीचर्स नॉन स्टॉप सिर्फ ₹50 प्लस टैक्स में। बस *250# मिलाएं। Zone4G।
Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
Good lines.
I think when you bowl this length and this line, that fourth stump, you're better off as a bowler. But anything wide or even middle stump is easy pickings. Nowadays, batsmen sort of play with this angle bat and they use that wrist and try to explore that onside.
Paddled into the leg side. There's a fielder out there protecting that boundary behind square. Quiet crowd. Be around about lunchtime. They'll be tucking in. Lunch. Some massive palm cakes here. Extraordinary for 6. Sneaked over for 6.
It was Jason Roy who hit earlier in one of the games over that extra cover. Trying to roll his wrist on it, trying to bowl that leg cutter. And watch that, where it end up. Another 6. He had enough time to play that shot.
27-4, 6 sixes so far. Attempted Yorker, it becomes a low full toss, should get 2. 250.
Well, if you really want to bowl a short delivery, it has to be this length. It has to be shoulder or above. Anything shorter than that, we have just seen Nasir explaining that anything in that rib cage is being dispatched. That's good. That's a wonderful delivery. Quick and right on the money.
Attempted Yorker again, it's okay. Low full toss, 250 for 3.
Silk Finish Diamond Ace Durasilk. Advanced anti-stain. Washable paint. Diamond Ace Durasilk. Dil Diwar Saaf. Diamond Paints, #1 selling national brand. Discover a world of scrumptious chicken delights. Sabroso, the chicken specialist.
ये है डॉलेंस इन्वर्टर एसी। इसका स्पेशल कंडेंसर यहाँ की सख्त गर्मी में भी करे जबरदस्त कूलिंग, क्योंकि डॉलेंस रिलायबल है।
I'll tell you, they're quiet round about this time. Anyway, sound is out. There we go. Just tucking in. Enormous barn gates. Bams, here we are. With a warm here.
So low in confidence at the moment. Imad Wasim has been a match winner for Pakistan over the last 2 years. He's not been allowed to bowl. He's been really taken to the cleaners.
England's highest score against Pakistan in one-day internationals at Headingley. There's plenty more to come. The stumps. Good little set this for a boundary first ball. Bowled 35 overs, 255 for 3.
यूफोन वीकली इंटरनेट प्लस से शेयरिंग, डाउनलोडिंग, वीडियो स्ट्रीमिंग, शॉपिंग और ट्वीटिंग चले नॉन स्टॉप पूरा हफ्ता। सब्सक्रिप्शन के लिए अभी *260# मिलाओ। पाकिस्तानी नेटवर्क यूफोन, जिसके लिए सब कुछ तुम ही तो हो।
बोना पापा नए एनाटॉमिकल डिजाइन के साथ जो गीलेपन को जस्ट करे बेहतर तरीके से, और न्यू बॉर्न बच्चों के लिए अम्बिलिकल कॉर्ड की मखसूस जगह। सबसे अच्छा, सबसे बेहतर बोना पापा बेबी डायपर।
Diamond Days Durasilk, Dil Diwar Saaf Diamond Paints, the #1 selling national brand.
में होगी पेप्सी, क्योंकि पेप्सी में है ₹5 की बचत।
Discover a world of scrumptious chicken delights. Sabroso, the chicken specialist.
हमारा डॉलर्स इन्वर्टर एसी पूरे 30,000 रुपए की बचत देता है सालाना, क्योंकि डॉलर्स रिलायबल है।
मंथली अल्ट्रा ऑफर लगाओ और सिर्फ ₹450 में पूरे महीने की आसानी के लिए 20 GB डेटा पाओ। अभी *335# मिलाओ। अपग्रेड Assalam-o 4G स्पीड।
यूफोन वीकली इंटरनेट प्लस से शेयरिंग, डाउनलोडिंग, वीडियो स्ट्रीमिंग, शॉपिंग और ट्वीटिंग चले नॉन स्टॉप पूरा हफ्ता। सब्सक्रिप्शन के लिए अभी *260# मिलाओ। पाकिस्तानी नेटवर्क यूफोन, जिसके लिए सब कुछ तुम ही तो हो।
Absolutely, the team of Josh Butler starts playing.
From the football stand end, whether he can find a bit better rhythm from here, we shall see.
Darren Goff used to like running up the hill. Found that running down the hill, he sort of got a bit ahead of himself. We could really attack his run up from the football stand end. Wacker was saying every now and again, Snape just overstrides a little bit. He might have found the slope coming down the hill not to his advantage. Talented boy though, with natural pace.
This is going to land in between Safraz and Hassan Ali, coming round from fine leg.
They've gone for a few when they bowled the short ball, and they bowled it in the wrong area, as Nasser was explaining on third man. It could have gone anywhere. Safe in the end, though, for Butler.
He's gone here, Root, I think. Yeah. Huge disappointment for Joe Root, who has got a wonderful record at Headingley. He's already got 3 ODI hundreds here. He was eyeing a fourth, but for the moment that ball left the bat, he knew he was done for.
Third wicket to the short ball for Pakistan. And they've got Joe Root just when Root and Butler would have been looking to press the accelerator. He's absolutely furious with himself, England's test captain. No mic drop for him today, but he has played well. Risk 84 made from 73, England 4 down for 257.
इसार के इजहार में अगर दाग लग जाए तो दाग तो अच्छे हैं 100 पिक्सल।
But it was a bad ball. Had some success with the bouncer today, but you just bowl it short and wide to that small boundary, you're going to get punished.
There's been some stunning shots.
Looking at Root's reaction, he's playing so well, he was eyeing 100. The moment he hit this, I knew he'd not timed it. It's a good view from the stump camp. Very fine and 4.
Deliberately played down to third man, opening the blade. Not sure he expected.
Assalam-o-Alaikum presents live telecast of Cricket World Cup 2019 on PTV Sports.
Diamond Gum Motorcycle Tire Mazboot. From the makers of Supreme Foam.
It's played pleasingly for 33, Bairstow. When it went in short, and Root I think just got caught in between two minds, just played the shot. He wasn't trying to keep it down, wasn't trying to hit it for 6, perished. Stokes to face his first ball after his outstanding performance in the last game with the bat. Interesting one with Stokes, because on an interview the other day with Nasser, he was talking about his role with the ball, and it's now slightly reduced given the makeup of England's side, and you got the likes of Jofra Archer coming in. So he's had conversations with the captain management about that, and he's trying to come to terms with it because he wants to be involved all the time. And now Butler on occasions is going in ahead of him, so England's key all-rounder seems to have less work on his plate. And I don't think, knowing Ben, that sits comfortably with him. He'll want to do everything all the time.
Yeah, so it's what makes the game fascinating, really. It's an individual game for the most part, bat in hand, ball in hand, you're on your own. But clearly within the framework of a team, sometimes you have to bury your ego, you have to play the role that's assigned to you, and sometimes that might mean just taking a back seat and allowing somebody like Butler to come in ahead of you, and you have to accept that for the betterment of the team.
Can't be too disappointed if Josh Butler goes ahead of you in the batting lineup in a one-day game.
Two, 6, 7 for 4.
Of scrumptious chicken delights. Sabroso, the chicken specialist.
जब घर पे होना ना तो नो बहाना, नाना डायपर्स।
Just to go back to Stokes, you said you're not going to be disappointed if Butler comes ahead of you. Absolutely, but you know what young, red-blooded, competitive international players are like. You believe you're the best man for whatever job gets thrown at you, especially somebody like Stokes. A slip in, so when he looks to glide that down to third man, as he did there, or to get too cute.
Shaping up to give slip catching practice a little bit. Maybe just bounce on him a touch. In prime touch at Trent Bridge, seeing England across the line in that run chase. That might have missed the thigh pad of Ben Stokes and cocked him on the hip. Changeable batting conditions here at Headingley with a cloud cover, didn't you? Particularly in test matches.
single? No, the two hurry back for a second, both pretty quick between the wickets. Lancaster in ground, that's made a difference for them. Fogarty's the groundsman. There used to be second in command at Old Trafford when I was a player there. Actually, some very good pictures here now. Heading. .272 for 4.
Diamond Ace Durasilk, Dil, Diwar, Saaf. Diamond Paints, the #1 selling national brand.
Wicket for Pakistan with 12 overs remaining. The man you want out is Butler, and he's just cut one to backward point.
Possibly 400 beyond the reach now, with Butler dismissed, and it's not a great delivery from Imad. Basically a long hop. Butler somehow has cut it straight into the hands of backward point. Mohamed Ali with the catch. Imad with the big wicket of Butler for 34. 272 for 5.
जब घर पे बनाना तो नो बहाना, नाना डायपर्स।
पता नहीं ਤੁਸੀਂ 800 ਹੀ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ था 800 ही लिखे बाहर निकले मोटरसाइकिल साइकिल लेके
Places Moeen Ali, right hand, left hand. Maybe a help to England in the middle. 257 for 3 becomes 272 for 6. So, mini collapse at the kind of stage where England would want to be pressing on. Wickets are so important in this World Cup. The ability to take wickets, particularly in this middle stage of the innings, when everything really is in the batsman's favour. Pakistan put a slip in now, so they're saying to Imad, come on, you've got us 3, get us 4.
Keep an eye on England's run rate. It's at 7 at the moment. Wonder how quickly that might drop off, as potentially Stokes and Wokes have to just do a bit of a rebuild and then go again. They've got time to do that, but perfect time for Pakistan to strike. Got rid of Butler with just under 12 overs to be bowled.
Yeah, and they can afford to try and squeeze Wokes. They've got that slip in. There are 5 further fielders inside the ring. That is the value of wickets. You can then squeeze the next man. Wokes is off the mark. England at 273 for 6.
YouPhone Weekly Internet Plus से शेयरिंग, डाउनलोडिंग, वीडियो स्ट्रीमिंग, शॉपिंग और ट्वीटिंग चले नॉन-स्टॉप पूरा हफ्ता। सब्सक्रिप्शन के लिए अभी *260# मिलाओ। पाकिस्तानी नेटवर्क YouPhone, जिसके लिए सब कुछ तुम ही तो हो।
Discover a world of scrumptious chicken delights. Sabroso, the chicken specialist.
Did he bowl right? I thought that as well.
Almost as if he looked at it and thought no, and the longer he looked, he thought, well, why not? Why not indeed? So slip for Wokes again.
Beating concrete there from Chris Wokes. Just threw the ball at it outside off stump. Slane got the ball up to near 90 miles an hour in the last game. He hasn't quite been as quick today, as he's rather struggled with his rhythm, stride pattern, bowling with a slightly lower arm, but he's still quick enough. something England don't possess today if they want to go with a short ball to Pakistan. Got Archer, haven't got Wood. I saw Imam or Huck this morning, got pinned on the elbow. I said, how is it? He just grimaced.
Missing out today because of that nasty blow that he took to the elbow from Mark Wood.
There's some criticism that the World Cup doesn't have the likes of Ireland and Scotland, etc. But it's a good format. It's going to be a good tournament. It's wonderful teams. Yep, you're on TV having your lunch. Looks pretty good too.
Harry Ramsden's. Surely. Yeah, they're aping the 1992 tournament. We go way back to that 92 tournament in Australia, which was really the first of the, what you'd say, like the modern World Cups. It was the first one with coloured clothing, under lights, field restrictions. It had a kind of modern feel. South Africa, of course, back for that tournament as well. And this year's competition apes the setup of that, which is basically play everybody. Top four go through to the semi. So it should be difficult to argue that the four semi-finalists are not the best teams on show.
One thing they haven't borrowed from that 92 World Cup is the rain rule.
You're right.
That was a Richie Beno thing, was it not? Or was that, have I got that wrong?
No, Richie had some influence. I'm not sure he was the sole influence on it. Had some influence on it, but obviously came to be a storyline in that semi-final against South Africa when boiled down to South Africa needing 22 from one ball, which seemed a little unfair. Enjoyed some success with the bouncer today, and Ben Stokes was a little discomforted there as well. 276 for 6.
अगर ये रोज की कहानी है तो आप भी ले आए नाना, जिसकी कुदरती आरामदेह शेप और सॉफ्ट क्लॉटेड साइज के कंफर्ट से हो गीलापन अब्सॉर्ब, और आपका बच्चा पूरी रात सोए सुकून से। जब घर पे हो नाना तो नो बहाना। नाना डायपर्स।
दस ने साले भैया वहां से कितने लेने हैं 600 500 630 पूरे हो गए बोले नहीं है कि तेरे को लग 5 मिनट हुआ इन नॉन में क्या करना रख लो
Occasionally got a bit slower today. He got absolutely pummeled in the third ODI at Bristol. He just went quicker and quicker and flatter. Just occasionally today he's taken a little bit of pace off it. He's never going to be a slow loopy bowler who spins it, but I think he does need the variety where he can occasionally bowl a slightly slower ball as well as that quicker dart that he bowls. .279 for 6.
रमजान की तैयारी में, दोस्ती यारी में, अपनों की मेहमानदारी में, अब हर क्लास में होगी पेप्सी, क्योंकि पेप्सी पे है 5 रुपए की बचत.
Just at the point where they were going to really go for it, the wickets tumbled.
on you, that, Rob. Around forever, you have.
I think that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said up here to me.
Last over Imad Wazim. Good fielding in the end. They'll come back for 3.
Good bit of work there. Keep those hands out of the way. Yeah, it does well.
Stokes just getting a little bit frustrated. 7 from 18 deliveries. They are trying to regroup, obviously, after the wickets and the collapse. That's a good comeback from Imad Wazim. Just 6 runs from his last 3 overs. He ends with impressive figures of 10 overs, 3 for 53. 289 for 6.
Discover a world of scrumptious chicken delights. Sabroso, the chicken specialist.
You have your third man analysis. This is my analysis of today. Look at the picture of Chris Wokes. Looks like he's had the biggest night of all time before taking that picture. I know that might be rich coming from me, but he's a good-looking lad, Chris Wokes. That's a horrendous picture.
That's your in-depth cricket analysis for the day. What Chris Wokes looks like.
Yeah, stand down, Hawkeye. Bad picture, though, that. He looks better in a helmet.
Obviously, no mirrors in the Key household.
I did say it might be rich coming from me.
Now, they've had their period of regrouping. I reckon 6 and a bit overs to go. These 2 in particular, Ben Stokes will want to get on with it. What was looking like a possibility of 400, now they're thinking of 350. There's a good score from here, really. And it could be a lot less if Pakistan bowl well, which is something they've not done at the death of an innings that well. Mid-on gets round. Can he get round far enough? No. Done on the spin.
Doesn't sound good off the bat, that at all. It's a big boundary out there. We've seen High Morgan clear it easily earlier on today. There's a lot of room out at that mid-wicket area. There's that man going at mid-wicket. Still, he's just staying on the circle. Long on, deep square leg, fine leg back as well.
Well, they've definitely changed their plans here. Pakistan from the last game. Last game we highlighted by the 47th over. They hadn't bowled a single Yorker. Tried a few more. And obviously a lot more short balls as well. Ben Stokes has bust his bat. Been a lot of bat breaking in this series. Bairstow's done about 3.
The thing is nowadays, what they do, the bats are really thick, but they're also very light. So back in the old days when you'd have a really thick bat, remember people like Ian Botham used to use a really big bat, the Duncan Fernley, what was it, the Magnum?
Yeah, the Magnum, Graham Gooch, the SS Jumbo was a massive thick bat.
They were quite heavy, whereas these would be just as thick but so much lighter because they just dry them out. So bat companies now take all the moisture out of the wood. That's why it ends up being a lot lighter and has a lighter pickup. Also why they're not as robust.
The other thing you'd have seen out there was Ben Stokes just spraying his hands. Not a deodorant or a soap, it's stop you sweating. Graham Gooch used to use that as well a long time ago. Stop your hands sweating so you don't have to change your gloves that much. Wear inners, obviously, some do. And he's just working out which bat he wants. Take them all out, Joe.
Doesn't strike me as someone who's bothered about his bats, Ben Stokes. You get some players that are so fiddly with their bats, and you get one bat and then the rest of them are no good, and they go around the dressing room looking at everyone else's.
Your mate was like that, Andrew Flintoff. Antigua broke his bat, first ball. Second ball, his next bat was still in the wrapper. Literally hadn't used it, hadn't knocked it in, nothing, and he went and got 100 with it. Still just out of the wrapper, did not care what it was like.
Pretty obvious these days the place to bat is at the top of the order in the top three. Someone like Ben Stokes never really, now he's getting to the point where he's going to have a licence. Coming in the middle order, you're often under pressure or you're not used.
Yeah, another good use of the Yorker there. Much better from Pakistan. This is what they should have been like previously in the series. Hassan Ali in particular, he might have hurt himself there. He has hurt himself on the knee.
Went for the slide tackle and then just threw the ball onto the stumps. Already in this series, a couple of times we've seen people run and kick the ball onto the stumps because it just saves time. Hassan Ali gets the slide out. At that point, you think you can kick it and it can be quicker. He goes to just pick it up and throw it in with his hands. But so much quicker had he just kicked the ball onto the stumps.
Bouncer. They take the pitch out of the equation, Pakistan. They play on some flat pitches. So Yorker bouncer today, 295 for 6.
मंथली अल्ट्रा ऑफर लगाओ और सिर्फ 450 रुपए में पूरे महीने की आसानी के लिए 20 GB डेटा पाओ। अभी *335# मिलाओ। Upgrade to Assalam-o 4G speed.
Compare that to today.
भाई जाने को गया था दिसता ही कोई नहीं क्या हो रहा है अच्छा केड़ा करना किने करने 50 नंबर है साथ में 0348 45 83 हैं ओ देखी
Now it's whether they're brave enough to use the short ball from the Kyrgyzstan lane end.
हो गया देखी कि ये जो है 6:05 7 बजे
becomes much more effective.
The lack of commitment when you're not sure what's coming down. Tries to give himself a little bit of room. Left arm round the wicket. Speared into him. All he can do is chip it because he can't get any release with his hands because there's no width whatsoever. Simple catch, soft dismissal really in the end, the sort of dismissal you think you just give it everything to. Box goes for 13, 290.
फोन वीकली इंटरनेट प्लस से शेयरिंग, डाउनलोडिंग, वीडियो स्ट्रीमिंग, शॉपिंग और ट्वीटिंग चले नॉन स्टॉप पूरा हफ्ता। सब्सक्रिप्शन के लिए अभी *260# मिलाओ। पाकिस्तानी नेटवर्क यू फोन, जिसके लिए सब कुछ तुम ही तो हो।
Diamond Days. Paints at #1 selling national brand.
Another mini collapse for England. They had one in the last game. They've had one here. 257 for 3 has become 295 for 7. England bats all the way down. They're going to need to. Great fight back from Pakistan. 38 for 4 England have lost in the last half hour or so. All eyes on two left-handers, Stokes and Willie. Stokes on strike, the batsman crossed. Just bounced over extra cover. That is unlucky. Got the perfect dive in, hit a footer, went over his head.
Watches the ball right onto the bat here, Stokes. Puts it into a good spot. Perfect there. Just bounces off that wicket end. Nothing you could have done about that. Pakistan at times haven't been at their best in the field in this series. That you can count yourself unlucky.
First boundary for 49 deliveries. This is Yorker. 300 up for England. 300 for 7.
Would you say there's just something, there's not much, but there's something in this surface for the bowlers with the bounce?
No, I think it's a little bit abrasive, so I think the Pakistan guys have just got it a hint of reverse when it's full, but you're right that there's a bit more in it bounce-wise, so the higher bouncer has become a little bit harder to hit. Value of wickets in those middle overs, Rob, eh? I see you've left out the man who's got the most wickets for England in the middle overs since the last World Cup, Liam Plunkett. Do you not think it's important getting wickets in the middle overs anymore?
Oh, you know that. Why are you stirring? You know exactly what my point is with Liam Plunkett.
Is it important to take wickets in the middle overs?
You're going over 4 years of cricket. I'm saying about what's happened in the last series. Yeah, almost the last week. I also think that Mark Wood, you're looking at him and his stats from his old run-up, but you have to look at him, you have to look at what's happened. You can't just look at stats. I know it's a massive thing and it's a way you judge a lot of stuff is on your stats. But actually there's more to the game. That's why this is such a good game, cricket, because you just can't go on statistics. Don't let Benedict pick your teams.
Stopped it, yeah, but he took his time getting down. They're not amused, the bowler's not amused. They got 2 to the shortest boundary on the ground. 304 for 7.
Did you not look at Trent Bridge and you saw Archer and Wood? All the talk at times is about you've got to be fast, we need 90-mile-an-hour bowlers. What's wrong with having 2? You're saying they're too samey. It's too samey to have 2 90-mile-an-hour.
Got to do something with the ball.
Diamond Days Durasilk, Dil Diwar Saaf. Diamond Paints, the #1 selling national brand.
Mouse about you as well. Cross seam, try and get it moving somehow, either laterally. Continue with the short ball. Will he stop it? Yeah, it's good in front of the Western Terrace.
Towards a slightly more dangerous type of Ben Stokes in this series, or more for Pakistan. Stokes' strike rate in the first 30 balls this series has been 73, 30 to 60, 128. So, I mean, in the middle order, you're generally maybe rebuilding, or you're not even getting an opportunity because the openers have done so well. Now is the time to launch, get that strike rate right up, flip it round.
That should be 2 to the longer boundary. Oh, he's down. And Stokes is down. And that sort of series for Stokes, and he had a few at Bristol where he was falling over, missing. He had a few at Trent Bridge, and then here he's down. Don't run on the green bits. Any schoolgirl out there, and run on the side of the pitch. Those green pitches are slippery. Don't run straight up the middle of the pitch, otherwise the umpire will be on your case. Speaking out of school, but Mickey Arthur did say when I went up to him this morning, he said, "Where have all the Yorkers gone, Mickey?" He said, "Well, it is up on the board. At any stage, you are Pakistan and you are allowed to bowl them at any stage." Bowled one more innings and they're still trying to catch up. They'll be happier today with what he's seen of late. And again, flicked away beautifully though. What a shot that is. Fast hands from Stokes.
Pure class. Just see him here, that's not a bad Yorker at all. Maybe just a fraction short of the block hole. You see Stokes really whip his hands through that shot. See it.
I don't think he's got that at all. And Hassan Ali's celebration comes out.
Stokes is livid with himself. Wasn't a Yorker this time, just length ball really. Rolled into the surface, rolled his fingers across the top. Stokes had a look, but all he could see was long on, hardly had to move. Hokar's a man, takes a simple catch in the end. And there was the celebration. Saw a lot of that in the Champions Trophy. Stokes goes for 21, 310 for 8.
The impressive Tom Curran comes in at number 10. What a lineup this is. If you can have Curran at 10, some runs in the last game. Good fight back from Pakistan. Good fight back from Hassan Ali, 310 for 8.
Just see there, that's what Stokes would have seen. Just came out the front of the hand with a cutter. Length was good actually, wasn't too full. Slightly going away with that angle from the left-handed Stokes. That's why he ends up dragging it. Good celebration. Quite enjoy that. I don't find it offensive or anything. I think it's a good celebration.
He did one in one of the warm-up games at Leicester for a catch. It was disputed, the catch. It was a caught ball that went straight up in the air, and it might have been a Beckenham actually. For the first time for a long time, 50 overs has become a reasonably long innings for England, and they're having to think about batting the overs. Still Rashid to come, who's a fine player at number 11. A lot of batters getting in and getting out. You see any reason, if conditions are how we expect them to be, for England ever to win the toss and bat in the World Cup?
No, I don't actually. Especially the way that they play. Is the over, I'm just thinking then, the only thing that you feel they're going to have to get over now is that pressure of a World Cup. So it's all well and good. In a game like this, you get runs in the first game of the series. So Johnny Bairstow, Jason Roy, they get off to a fly so they can just continue against the same bowlers. They've got the wood over those bowlers. They can continue to play with freedom. It might be slightly different in a World Cup. There's much more on the line. Probably that mental game of where you walk out to bat, you just basically, right, I'm just not going to die wondering. Well, there's a lot at stake in a World Cup. Keeping that momentum, that mindset is going to be the toughest thing.
I guess the key for them in any situation is not to think, oh, well, we've got a long lineup, someone else will get a few down the order. The key is, if you are 70, 80, 90, get that 100, get that big 100. Scoop. Went down early. Has he hit that all the way? You bet he has.
His hands, just as the bowler's running in, looks around to almost a frying pan, scoops it over his shoulder. So have a look at Tom Curran as the bowler's running in. There's been a few short pitch deliveries. Sarfarad's not happy at all. You just see Tom Curran, bat is really going up and down really fast as the bowler's running in.
Yeah, that's why, for me, actually, the best option for Curran would be to bowl wide, slower balls. His beans are going as the bowler's running in. There's lots of movements. You watch him. You watch his bat. It's waving around, slower and wider. It's in a good position for pace on the ball.
Who came up with his beams are going?
No idea.
What does it even mean?
When you've overboiled your beans on the pan and they're bubbling away, and you know you're excitable. That's why I describe his back lift. Can't work it out. Curran will take him. 3.
बहुत बैग है यार पाकिस्तान में मैच नंबर 10 यार हाँ भाई साइड तो 16 39 17 0316 39 17 008 55 दे रहे 55 हो गए। ओ पैसे ले फिर दे गए उन तू की सोचदा पिया है कितने का 530 अल्लाह रे बंदिया तू पागल ते नहीं हो गया हुन 530 दा ओ खुदा रे बंदे कंपनी ने टैक्स लाया होता है शाबाश यो 100 रे 70 भी नहीं आवे 0307 1568 0307 1568 821 खेले यहाँ तो असल जिते ना ए शादी बेबी मेरा फोन बज गया जी ओ भाई जी वो तो नहीं में हो गया भाई मेरे पैसे आ रहे ने बंदा पैसे भेज रहा ओ भाई उस नहीं था
Birdman comes up again. Curran has just squeezed one down there. Tries it again. It sticks in the pitch. That's the one you're talking about a little bit. The little bit of extra bounce from back of a length.
Yeah, I just think there's just been something, just a little more. Bristol, it just was skidded off and you could tread onto the front stall and just hit through the line. Here, I think, if you hit this pitch, it is not the type of surface where you can float it out on a length, you'll get smashed. But if you hit the pitch, you get something out of it. Not much, but just something that hasn't been there the whole series.
That's definitely something Hassan Ali does. He does hit the pitch hard. It's another good Yorker.
You look down England's bowling, David Willey, Tom Curran. Both of those are more kiss the wicket and just try and bowl it pretty full. Actually, on this surface, they're not going to want to bowl short. They've still got to hit a length hard. Curran actually has done that pretty well. Right from when we started out at Ireland in Malahide. Just something in it.
Full toss, nailed for one. 2 overs to go, 329 for 8. So this would be the highest run chase, if successful, if Pakistan were to chase this down. Highest run chase at Headingley, 327 that Sri Lanka made. Did they do that a long time ago? Sorry, 324 in 2006. It's been the game that Jai Surya went ballistic and hit Armisen for about 90 in 10 overs.
Was that the famous, why would you have that field?
Why would you have a man out there? Just Rashid to come, everyone.
दोबारा था 0336 हाँ यही नंबर है गलत उधर तक लग गया 0336 सही है यार, फिर क्यों लोड होता है? वन लोड सर्विस इज नॉट अवेलेबल। ये चक्कर है यार, हो जाना चाहिए। क्या होना हो गया? गलत नंबर ही गलत पैरस ना घंटे वाला रे अपन या गलत नंबर पैरस ना देखिए कोई शायद नहीं सुन दी यकीन कर। हां बड़े बड़े मैं ऐप दी की लोग सुन ली बड़े कौन बैठ और 10 ने मच्छा मिलानी है ले 10 रुपए नो कोई नहीं देने चल ना सब फिर एकदा तो की बोला की जा भी मार कोई थी मैं ही बना देना भाई जी आईडी कार्ड लेंगे।
So many different views on who should miss out. You don't want to be a player to just give them any reason to drop you.
One-handed. Is it a one-handed six? It is.
He's a strong boy, David Willey. In back, twisting his hand, one-handed in the end. He had a look, he knew he didn't hit it in the middle, but that shows the power of the man. People are always so happy when they grab the ball in the crowd.
Especially Pakistan fans. That's gone for 6 and they're elated. Shows the enthusiasm and the love of the game. It's a good comeback. Well done the keeper as well.
Also, I think this has been I know Pakistan haven't had a decent result yet, but I think this has been an excellent series for them as well. Perfect preparation, really. Yes, you want to win games, but the fact they've been able to play in English conditions, we've already seen a development. In today's game, they've been better. They're starting to work it out. Pakistan are a side that can peak at the right time. Now is the time to start getting better.
Yeah, this is what they've been missing. What they should have been doing for a long time in this series. Take the pitch out of the equation. The bouncers have worked and now the Yorkers are as well.
Yeah, quick as well, 90.2 miles per hour. See that flick of the wrist, little bit of movement as well. That's the difference. When someone thinks the short ball might be coming, they give themselves room and they expose the stumps. David Willey goes for 14, 336 for 9.
One man army show. Last wicket ever given.
Well, the innings anyway. And he go for full and straight again. He's gone for the change of angle round the wicket. Did go full and straight. 2 full. Expensive, but with wickets Afridi, he'll take those. 4 for 82, 337 for 9.
He's an inexperienced man as far as international cricket is concerned, but he's got better.
339 is the highest ODI score on this ground. England's tail have done well again. I know a few sides that would have been bowled out by now after that collapse, but with Rashid at 11, Curran, Willie, they keep coming at you. Get over, can long on cut it off? Yes. Records broken, game after game after game. It's now the highest ODI score. It leads in the first innings. Dispatch for 6.
It's hit really well. Not that much elevation at all. Saw the slow ball. Sarfraz, he is not happy. He and Mickey Arthur should have a face-off really for the best emotional expressions. That is an excellent shot. See that little set, gets low, hits through the ball.
Scoop. Oh my word. Who needs Josh Butler when you got Tom Curran?
That is extraordinary. Well, that is dangerous as much as anything else. Have a look at this. Or you think you're going to be in trouble when you're playing that shot with the short ball right at your Swede.
That is some shot. I'm not sure captain and bowler enjoyed it. There was a bit of a Barney between them after that.
And Sarfraz has the single teapot.
That's where the skipper wanted it. Curran not taking the one. Well, England's tail has been brilliant since that last World Cup, right at the top, averaging 22 from 8 to 11. One that worries me there is India, actually second from bottom. There is a little chink in the Indian armour. If they can get early wickets, they've got a long tail. This was the Barney between bowler and captain.
I think that's bad when captains look like that. They don't look happy with their bowlers or fielders. Don't you think that's such a no-no for a captain?
Not now, Rob. Not now. Last ball. They're going to run. Rashid will get home. Goes as a run, nothing given. What a little cameo from Tom Curran. What a player he is. A lot of character in those Curran brothers, and he's got England up to 351.
इतना नहीं मारना चाहिए कर्म यहाँ करनी चाहिए अफसोस यार अफसोस बढ़ा लिया कौन
Tonight could have been a lot better, but make no mistake, that is a decent score.
Well, there's still a heated debate between senior bowler and skipper. An odd innings. It started poorly for Pakistan in the first 10 overs. They did pretty well, but they still walk off chasing 351. England won the toss,
said, just for a change, we'll have a bat. We want to set a score, and they got off to an app.
अपना नंबर ना बताओ 4 बड़े सोने यार डिजाइनर कपड़े पाना मैसेज क्यों नहीं आ रहा आ गया यार ला के मुसीबत है सुनो